So South Korea's top diplomat is expected to sit down for talks with China's Wang Yi, perhaps this afternoon. For more on the bilateral relations between Seoul and Beijing, we're joined today by Dr. Dong-soo, professor of the Division of International and Area Studies at Pukyong National University. Professor Kim, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
So this is the first time that Seoul's Foreign Minister Cho Hyun is traveling to China. Could you just tell us more about the significance of this trip?
Yeah, South Korea's Foreign Minister Cho Hyun's first visit to Beijing since taking office carries several layers of significance. First of all, it signals South Korea's foreign policy direction toward China. South Korea is trying to navigate between the U.S. and China. Strengthening ties with China does not mean necessarily turning away from the U.S., but it signals that South Korea wants more independent, multilateral, and regionally balanced diplomacy. Secondly, this visit is likely a part of an effort to reset or de-escalate tensions in Northeast Asia. Also, Seoul has interest in ensuring China remains at least partially cooperative in dealing with North Korea and in maintaining regional order.
Right, and he's there to meet with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, and there are a lot of pending issues between the two countries, such as North Korea issues, Xi Jinping's participation at the APEC meeting here in South Korea, and structures built in the West Sea. So do you think these issues will come up in their talks?
Yes, I believe those issues are very likely to come up in the talks because they touch on the core security, diplomatic, and economic concerns for both sides. Seoul will want to gauge Beijing's willingness to pressure Pyongyang or at least engage more actively in restraining North Korea's weapons program. Xi Jinping's participation at APEC is also very important because having Xi attend would give South Korea's APEC hosting global visibility and signal China's recognition of Seoul's regional role. Beijing may utilize Xi's attendance as a bargaining chip to secure assurance on sensitive issues such as Seoul's alignment with Washington, START, or economic technology cooperation. And also the West Sea structure is a very sensitive issue to both sides. So I believe all the three issues will come up in the talks.
I see. And President Lee Jae-myung earlier said he'll focus on pragmatic diplomacy. And what he meant by that was that he'll put South Korea's national interests first in diplomacy. How should the Lee administration balance relations with China, especially at a time with the growing rivalry between Beijing and Washington?
Since President Lee has pledged to pursue pragmatic diplomacy and place South Korea's national interest first, balancing between Washington and Beijing is not just a tactical choice, but a strategic necessity for Seoul. The security alliance with Washington remains the cornerstone of South Korea's defense, especially against North Korea's nuclear and missile threat. Abandoning or weakening the relations with the United States would be unthinkable. By contrast, China is South Korea's largest trading partner, crucial for supply chains. To pursue balance, first of all, the Lee administration could rest on issue-based differentiation. The administration would work closely with the United States on hard security and North Korean issue, but cooperate with China on trade and regional stability. While maintaining issue-based differentiation, the administration would also keep strategic ambiguity with transparency, which would lead to avoid being forced into binary choices, but to communicate transparently with both sides to reduce mistrust.
Right, a crucial issue to tackle and a crucial task for the Lee Jae-myung administration. And looking ahead, what's your take on the possibility of Presidents Donald Trump and Xi Jinping holding a summit here in South Korea on the sidelines of the APEC meeting later this month?
Taking all the points into consideration, I would rate the possibility of Trump-Xi meeting at APEC in Gyeongju as moderately high, but far from certain. Some meeting, possibly very short, seems plausible, but a full detailed summit with broad agreement seems less likely. Even if the summit is realized, some kind of joint declaration on significant issues would not be likely. Instead, I think it is very likely that some bottom line principles like a global security, economic cooperation would be reconfirmed.
I see. I guess we'll have to see how that goes. All right. Professor Kim, thank you for your time and insight this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.